Now we've talked about XPath and how we're going to use the XPath language to transform a document. Now let's move into XSL to see this is the environment that you're going to use the XPath language in. Now this is kind of tough. This is one of those things that you need to know XSL to understand XPath. You need to know XPath to understand XSL. So first up, what is XSL? It is the extensible style language. Now, as the XML universe continues to expand, people want a more controlled, more precise way to format the objects. XSL is what's going to take care of that. Now, XSL is divided into two portions. We'll talk about those in just a few minutes. But we're going to use the XSLT portion to take care of transforming the documents. Now, ultimately, this technology is very similar to cascading style sheets, because what we want to do is, first of all, format our data. We ultimately want to be able to make the data whatever colors, whatever size, and so forth, but also in XML, we need to be able to transform the content. We may have an XML document, but we need to show it to our users. We need it written for them as an HTML document so it looks better in the browser. And we need to format it. We need to turn certain colors red if they're over a certain threshold and so forth. Now, XSL is XML based, and this is one of the big things that's driving it, because again, in the XML world, the more things that are XML based, the easier it is to deal in that world. And so you'll see that the XSLT, the transformation part of XSL, just like FO, is XML based. Now, the XSL family can be easily divided into two pieces right now, and look for other things to come along later. But the first one, and the one we're going to concentrate on, in fact the whole world's concentrating on this one right now, is XSLT, and this is obviously XSL transformations. Now, one of the reasons the world's concentrating on this is it is now supported in most web browsers, but it's a fundamental part of XML and using XML data, because again, it allows us to take an XML document, transform it into another mode or another structure. We can transform it into HTML. There are parsers out there that will allow you to take an XML document, translate it into a PDF document so that people can use the various, Acrobat and so forth to open it up and read PDF. Now, the one you'll hear about, but you won't see a whole lot of, is XSL FO, and the FO stands for Formatting Objects. Now, the XSFO portion of this will eventually replace cascading style sheets, but here's what we've got for now. XSL FO, as it turns out, is currently not supported in most of the browsers out there. Now, let me say one thing about browsers, and I've mentioned this in a couple of other places in the video, but I can't say it enough. Browsers continue to compete with each other, and the various manufacturers continue to try to push little enhancements. We've at least now moved into a world with Microsoft at version 6.0 in Internet Explorer that they have become a lot more compliant to the XML standards. They support XSLT, and as you see, that's supported in most web browsers. The issue becomes how much longer or how many more versions do we go before some of these other technologies in XML can, the support comes along for them. You'll notice XSLFO is currently not supported in most browsers. Now, you can go out there and download programs, they're called parsers, XSL parsers, that will allow me to write up an XSLFO document and apply it to an XML document. The problem is, in the real world, how often will you use that? You may be in a situation where you can absolutely use that. Then I would encourage you to go look at XSLFO. But since it's not currently supported in most browsers, that tends to kind of, pretty seriously dilute its use. So what we're going to look at in the next few videos is XSLT, and we're going to look at how to take our little people XML document, transform it into, say, an HTML document. And we'll look at how to use some of these XPath functions and so forth to read through our XML document and take actions when we find certain things.